The Bagger 293 mentioned at the end of the Caterpillar 6090 video holds the title of the largest land vehicle ever built. With its 100-ton lifting capacity, the Caterpillar 6090 was one of the largest machines in its field. However, it was like a hormone-boosted version of classic crawler excavators. The Bagger 293 looks like a supernatural monster that has jumped out of a science fiction movie and come to take over the world. The numbers and examples we are about to mention will better demonstrate the majesty of this machine. The Bagger 293 weighs exactly 14,200 tons. This figure is equivalent to the weight of approximately 10,000 passenger cars piled on top of each other. Its length reaches 225 meters, which is equivalent to 2.5 football fields lined up side by side. And its height of 96 meters is even taller than the Statue of Liberty in New York. When this monster starts to move, the massive tracks beneath it cause the ground to shake and leave irreversible marks wherever it passes. The Bagger 293 can uproot and discard 240,000 cubic meters of soil in a single day. This amount represents a massive volume enough to fill an entire stadium to the brim with soil. It is too large to be used in small mining sites because it is already the size of a mining site itself. Why did all this steel come together and set the stage for massive energy consumption? As we mentioned before, to reach the mines hundreds of meters underground. When the world's energy needs spiraled out of control, reaching the massive mineral deposits beneath the soil became a necessity. Using traditional methods to remove the overburden layer and reach the mine took a very long time. That's why a group of engineers locked themselves in their rooms, achieved the impossible, designed the largest excavation machine in history, and gave it the task of moving the world. The most striking part of the machine, the bucket wheel, digs through the earth like butter. The wheel is 21.3 meters in diameter. In other words, it is a massive circular saw about the height of an 8-story building. There are 18 massive buckets on the wheel. Each of these buckets has a volume of 15 cubic meters. Just one of these buckets is wide enough to hold a whole minibus and tears massive pieces from the soil with every rotation. To rotate the bucket wheel and slice through the soil like ice cream, 2,200 horsepower is required. For this, 3 different electric motors take part. 45,000 horsepower and dozens of electric motors are needed for all the systems of the Bagger 293 to operate. This is as much as the electricity needs of a small town. When the Bagger 293 operates at full capacity, the light bulbs in nearby houses may glow a bit dimmer. The moment the wheel plunges into the soil, that incredible pressure caused by the friction of metal against soil creates a vibration felt throughout the entire body of the machine. The special alloy steel teeth on the lip of each bucket are designed to shatter even diamond-hard rocks, and the heat generated during this process can reach levels that change the color of the steel. This heat and the structure of the excavated soil are constantly monitored. A rise in heat could damage the metal by disrupting its structure. The weight and high vibration movement of the giant wheel at the front of the machine create an incredible balance problem. Just think about it. It rotates an 8-story building like a circle and has 18 buckets constantly hitting the ground. To balance this weight, a giant counterweight arm was built at the rear of the machine. In this way, the machine does not tip forward. While the 21-meter wheel bites the soil at the front, tons of concrete blocks at the back provide balance. Steel cables, like those of a suspension bridge, connect the weight of the front wheel with the weight at the back of the machine. This is the fundamental skeleton that ensures the machine's balance. The giant machine is constantly monitored with sensors because an unexpected guest might suddenly appear in the soil. If this danger is not noticed in time and necessary moves are not made, the machine could be damaged and the operation could be interrupted. This is a highly stressful task for the technicians who operate this machine, which is difficult to put a price on. You won't see this machine on the side of the road when you go on a trip. If you don't know about this machine and suddenly find it in front of you, you might think aliens are invading the world. Don't worry, this giant machine is used in limited places in the world. The Bagger 293 is used in the massive lignite, brown coal, mines in the Rhineland region of Germany, to remove the millions of tons of soil layer to reach the coal underground. This model is considered one of a kind. When we consider other versions of the bagger model, there are no more than 10 in total in the world. Other models are used in countries such as Kazakhstan, Russia, Australia, Poland, and Hungary. We continue to bring the world's largest machines to you. We convey complex systems as simply as possible and with 3D animations. If you are interested in these machines, don't forget to subscribe. The 14,200-ton bagger 293 approaches the excavation area on its giant tracks. Electric motors provide energy to the bucket wheel, and the giant wheel begins to turn. The 15 cubic meter buckets begin to take pieces from the mountain. As the bucket rotates downward, the soil is transferred to high-speed conveyor belts running along the main body of the machine. These massive belts with steel wires carry the soil hundreds of meters away in seconds, passing through the heart of the machine to the discharge arm at the rear. The Bagger 293 also serves as a logistics bridge. The soil and rock pieces passing through the body of the machine are either loaded directly into massive dump trucks or transferred to a kilometers-long railway thanks to the rotating mechanism at the end of the discharge arm. This system continues to work non-stop, just like in an advanced mass production factory. This operation brings an effective solution to the time problem in the mining sites we mentioned before. The wheels work until they encounter a danger or until the workers finish their shift. When the system detects a risk, it stops the flow in as little as a tenth of a second. However, this whole story is not just about size and power. Another interesting thing is the logistics and life cycle inside this machine. The Bagger 293's personnel, numbering in the dozens, control all systems instantaneously. When a malfunction occurs, technicians try to reach the source of the problem by passing through narrow tunnels inside the massive steel body. Since the machine is constantly in motion, maintenance work is like performing surgery on a living human, meaning the margin for error is zero. In the world of giants like the Bagger 293, every detail is of vital importance, and nothing is left to chance. For example, the massive cranes on the machine can work on their own to replace broken parts. In other words, this giant monster is, in a sense, a structure that can repair itself. All these forward-looking thoughts are the result of the clever moves of engineers. A problem in the machine that causes it not to work even for a few hours can result in millions of dollars in costs. Therefore, everything has been thought of beforehand. So, what happens to machines like the Bagger 293 when their life ends? This machine and others like it, which literally change the topographical structure of the region, either become massive museums where they are located when they retire or are meticulously dismantled and recycled over months of work. The Bagger 293 may look like a monster eating our world, but this hardworking machine is needed to meet the increasing population and energy needs. The Bagger 293 is the largest land vehicle, but certainly not the fastest moving one. In the next video, we examine the M1070 Het, known as the King of the Roads, which carries the heaviest loads of modern armies, massive tanks, and engineering marvels. The M1070 Het, which drags 70-ton M1 Abrams tanks through mud and sand as if they were caravans, features an 8-wheel drive system, capable of producing up to 700 horsepower in its different models. This monster tractor has become an indispensable part of the army. You can watch the video by clicking the link above.